So, a funny thing happened on the way to the creating of this podcast. Hello, my name's Brenda,
And I'm Shirley.
and this is the first podcast, hopefully, of many very interesting podcasts to those who are interested in the paranormal, in psychic matters, and spiritual information. My sister Shirley is a psychic. She's been one all her life, and among other things. And there's just been so much crazy things that have happened over the years. Shirley actually is also the author of a book called "Gripping Tales of a Seemingly Simple Psychic" that came out in 2016, and she talks about her spiritual journey up until that point. But even since then, there are constantly things coming her way, new spiritual gifts, and I've been lucky enough to be by her side for some of it. And we just figured we just got to share this stuff because it's a window into a world that most of us don't know about, but are curious. Most of us want to know what happens in the afterlife and whatnot. And Shirley, through her ability, has a lot of answers and just a lot to share on that subject. But
Yeah, so anyway,
yes,
getting back to why we started this podcast so quickly. We wanted to get this out. We were sitting on the couch one day and trying to figure out what and how, because we were thinking about doing one on orbs, and what was the other topic? We had a few
just
different
ghosts
topics.
in general. We're always either ghost
Yeah,
hunting or
either
looking at
ghost
orbs
hunting,
or
yeah.
something.
And we had a few, but so we were just kind of at a standstill, and I asked Brenda, do you think that maybe I should do a little automatic writing? Now, let me tell you what automatic writing is. I go into a little bit of a trance. I meet halfway someone of a spiritual presence of intelligence, and sometimes I consider it God, or uh, godlike spirits that will come when I ask, that have an ability that no one here on earth has. Yet they have all the answers and all of the information that a person, me or someone else, may be asking me a question, needs to know. And it's with almost complete accuracy. And I really enjoy communicating with them and writing, because people are always so happy when I finish and give them what I've channeled for them.
Yes.
So it's a form of channeling, but I only ask for the best of the best and the light of God to surround them, and I know it's only good spirits that come in and help answer these questions. So anyway, so I decided to ask after Brenda agreed, and what I got was this.
What did we ask?
Oh.
We just asked a simple
it was
question.
kind of simple. It was like,
Yes.
how are we going to start
And
this
we didn't know who was
podcast?
going to come through or what was going to
Yeah.
happen.
So how we're going to start this podcast,
Yes.
we needed answers of what we should do, how we should do it, what we should start with. And so this is what I wrote. Thank you. Getting old.
Speak for yourself.
Okay. So the question was, how should we start this new podcast, and where could we engage the audience? My hand started to write very quickly, and right away I felt a funny energy come in. Oh my God, you channeled the right person. Here, in person, it's Joan Rivers. I've always start with humor. Don't look so dry, damn it. Flaunt it. I mean, You've been here but 5 minutes, and you look like two fuddy-duddies waiting for an applaud. I could think of two fat guys sitting on a couch eating bologna sandwiches would be more interesting. The point is, have fun with it. Don't look so dry. Wake up. Show some enthusiasm. That's what will make people want to watch. You don't you don't understand because I don't understand because most of the time you two are laughing. Incorporate that without being rude into your show. Oh my God. Good luck. Signing off, Joan Rivers.
When Shirley read it to me, she couldn't wait to read it to me, first of all, because she was laughing throughout, and of course, that just sparked my interest.
Right.
What the heck is going on? And then when she said Joan Rivers, I mean, I was blown away.
Her face dropped.
Blown away.
I mean, your
Blown away.
jaw hit the floor.
Yes, Joan Rivers actually is one of my heroes. I'm really a follower of comedy, and she's one of my favorites. I liked her ruthless style.
Is that because of the Gemini thing?
Yeah, maybe. We did find out she is a Gemini, and so am I.
Yeah.
But no, he just the witty.
Right.
That's brilliant humor to me. When you
Right.
just everything that comes out of your mouth is
Maybe you
funny.
could tell them a little bit about Joan, if people who don't know Joan.
Yeah. Well, I didn't.
She was just
Not
off.
prepared. She was a comedian. I don't have the years or anything. She started her career after appearing on the Tonight Show. Most people know who she
Johnny
is,
Carson.
but for those younger people, you may not know who she is. Johnny Carson. He discovered a lot of comedians, and that's where she was discovered. And she was a hit right from the get-go. Just kind of a loudmouth, says it as it is, tells it as it is, makes humor of everything.
Right.
Makes fun of people.
A lot of
She
controversy.
actually makes a lot of self-deprecating humor. She makes fun of herself. I think I
A lot of,
always tend to like those kind of comedians.
Yeah.
But and then just a long and illustrious career ever since then. That was probably in the 60s.
There was a lot of controversy too regarding some of her jokes, but if they understand, it was probably all in fun. Maybe.
Yeah, I
mean,
mean,
maybe.
later in her career, I think as people began, and maybe the people started to become a little bit more offensive of stand-up comedians. So yes, she was banned from some things. I think she was
Yes.
even banned from the Tonight Show, if I'm not if
probably.
I'm correct. But
She also had the fashion police. She had a line of
she
clothing.
did. She dabbled in everything, and she mastered everything. She was a great inspiration to women everywhere, and actually did a lot for women, and did a lot of she
And just to
participated
be
in a lot of
comedy back
causes,
in
and
the
she was just a
day
great
when
person.
women didn't have that power.
Oh, yeah.
To be a comedian back in the day was something.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, she empowered women for sure, especially in the field of comedy. So anyway, and she died in 2014.
Pretty recent, huh?
Yeah, it's been 9 years, and who knew?
But for her to
Who
come
knew she
through
was going to come through?
and say she was alive and well and wanting to actually do this podcast with us, I mean,
Yes.
it's beyond
So
us.
this might be the thing that's, that's probably the biggest thing maybe that the audience might, be surprised by, that she was able to just come through with her same personality, with her same brand of humor. Like you do retain that when you cross over.
Joan coming through. Joan coming through.
Uh-oh. Now, she warned us that she was going to be doing this, so what does she have to say?
Well, you're doing a crappy job,
Oh, boy.
both of you.
Good grief.
No. I think I can lighten up this show a little.
Please do. Please do.
I have had a history that many women wish they had. I mean, I have been here, there, and everywhere, and don't you say where I've been. I am the queen of comedy. I consider myself the queen of comedy, even over here on the other side. I don't even understand how people can live without it. And matter of fact, that's why they don't live. I died at, well in my years, and yeah, it's just not. It's just you just got to have comedy in your life. I also would like to say, for you people down there who know me, I have been I have been working up here as a comedian on the other side. Yes, I do. I give classes. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Don't even question it. I give classes here on the other side. Every dimension needs comedy. You've got to understand that. So, I'm going to let you girls get back to your show, and I'm going to come in again when I'm supposed to or when I choose to.
Thanks, Joan.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Well, this is the kind of amazing stuff that has been happening more so lately, huh? But it's incredible. I mean, she just, I still lose words for it because I am not a psychic, and I am just a normie, just like all the rest of you. And I've been in.
Oh, stop.
I've been in.
Oh, stop that. You've been joking your whole life.
Oh, joking? No, that part. I welcome that part. Come in. More insults,
you've
please.
been joking your
More
whole
insults,
life, Missy. Don't you try to give me that. Okay, time to go again. I'm here, close by.
Oh, she warned us she was going to be doing this, by the way. This is awesome. And all we can say is just, you have no choice but to believe it. If you don't believe it, then our podcast will not be for you because crazy shit is going to happen like this. And I can guarantee it's all authentic. No reason to make this shit up. We wouldn't even be able to make it up.
I didn't even think she was.
Yeah. Yeah. Now she did say that she was going to
She
channel
was
through
going to
you.
come in, and
She said she was going to talk through your
She
voice.
said she would come in through my right ear,
Yeah.
and that's what she's.
Yes. Talk in your microphone, Cheryl.
Oh, that's what she's doing.
Yeah.
She's coming in through my right ear. I can't
Yeah.
believe it. Oh my gosh.
Wow. That's
know,
incredible. And of course, she said it better than we could ever say it, to tell her own history. In fact, I love the way she said it because it's so true that every dimension needs humor. So I so agree with that.
Something? I just heard a trumpet. Was that?
Yeah,
Was
I
that?
did too.
Was
Well,
that?
It might have been your phone.
Okay.
Um,
Or maybe that was her
yeah,
messing with my
we don't
phone.
know.
No.
We don't know. Like I said, she's. We didn't know what to expect, but this is cool. I love it.
Wow.
Thank you,
yes.
Joan.
Thank you.
Joan.
So where were we before?
So, well, I mean,
Before
this is
we
it.
were rudely
she just
interrupted.
made our
No, I'm
point.
just kidding.
She just made
No.
our point.
No.
This is what channeling is. This is what happens. We asked for her help, for her to come in and help us with this podcast. She said that she would. We didn't know how, by the way, but she did say she would surprise us.
Yes, and that was quite a surprise
So there
to
it
me.
is. Love it.
To you.
Love it.
So what were we talking
Let's
about?
talk a
before
little.
that?
Let's talk a little bit more about channeling, Shirley, because
Okay.
not everybody knows what it is.
All right.
And certainly not everybody can do it.
Right.
And so, when did you begin channeling?
Well, it's really hard for me to. Well, for me, number one, it's really hard for me using time in general because I feel like I live every day. People ask me all the time, "What's wrong with you and time?" And I feel like time doesn't even exist for me. So it's like, was it 30 years ago? Was it 20 years ago? Oh, I'm not sure. Was it 10 years ago? I don't know. I really don't focus on time, and I feel like time really is an illusion. So you asked me that, but I mean, it takes me a while to think about it. But when I do, channeling, I mean, I did do a little automatic writing, which is kind of channeling, and they all kind of go hand in hand. So probably maybe 30 years ago, 40 years ago, I started to just kind of do a little bit of it, but it was a little confusing to me, and then life was, happening, and I just kind of let it go. So, but recently, probably a few months ago, maybe, would you say
It's
that,
been in
Brenda?
the
Because
last-
you've been
in the last year.
with me
In the
during
last
this
year.
entire,
We were going through some drama,
yeah,
and that's when it
and it just it came
just started
full
happening.
blown.
Yes.
And I was able just to connect with so many different knowledgeable, masterful people on the other side.
And Joan just kind of, sorry to interject, but Joan just confirmed, because she has a job over there, and during a lot of the channeling that helped us through other issues, there were professionals that are over there. So the job thing, you know, you if you're in the
Joan
same
coming through. You better believe it, honey. You better believe it.
yeah.
Professionals all
Yes.
over the place. Here too. Yes, here too, my dear. Oh,
Love it. Love
okay.
it. Okay. That's so
Joan?
crucial information because, you know, most people, and I'm just going to get down to it, think that, you know, some people don't even think anything happens to you after you die. They think you just end up with your face in the dirt.
Yeah.
But basically, we cross over. You're alive and well, and she's living proof there. And in other instances, just like I still, get flustered when it happens, but there's no denying that the spirit goes on. You are
Right.
alive and
And-
well, and you live better than you did here on Earth. I can see that.
So I consider Joan one of the masterful people that I connect with. I mean, you think movie stars and, comedians and, they would never, ever communicate with us mere mortals.
Underlings.
No. So, to have her come in was like amazing to Brenda and me.
Oh,
And we
yeah.
were like, we couldn't believe
What an
it.
honor.
And
honor.
and just for her to be here and her, her saying she wanted to be star of the show and just the same because you never
And
really
we're giving her full
what I've
license to
noticed
be, by
is
the
that
way.
you never lose your personality. You have the same exact way about you when maybe you've learned some new things and you understand why certain things are a certain way. But I mean, all in all, if you lived a good life, I mean, you're still going to maintain your personality and your being, and and when people like me, connect with you, that's the first thing that comes through is your personality. So
Yes.
it's great.
It is. It's
You know,
fantastic.
wow.
So,
Yeah. What else will
yeah.
we?
well, I was just asking about the automatic writing and
Oh, the automatic writing.
that's
where.
been within the last year.
Yes. So, yeah. So the automatic writing, it just started to flow. And actually, I mean, I'm gonna have to give the credit to who I know, and it's my great grandmother who was also an automatic writer. She lived in the Hawaiian Islands and the island of Kauai, and she would have people. She was also a healer, and she would have people from all over the island come and visit her for healings and I guess I mean I'm not sure. I didn't know her, but I do know her now. I know her personally because I've talked to her and communicate with her all the time. But she had an ability to write things, and my mother would always say that she didn't really know what she was writing because it would just go on and on and on for
Pages and pages of
pages
writing.
and pages, and she didn't really know what she was writing, but maybe it was something that the soul needed or the spirit needed, or maybe she was able to interpret that back then. But I know she was definitely an automatic writer. And talking to my grandfather, he said you should contact your my mother, who can maybe help you with your automatic writing, and she could enhance it and maybe give you some tips and everything. And from that point on, it's been like magic. I mean, it just comes out so clear, and I can connect so easily without feeling any stress in my body or my mind, and it just flows with ease.
That
And
might be
and
the reason
answers are
why, that they're giving you that
well.
gift.
That
It's
is that
less of a
is
toll
because
on
I
you.
don't really take things too personally. I don't judge too many things, and I just kind of let it happen to me. All the spiritual things around me. I'm not gonna be fearful of anything or think that it can't be. I have a positive outlook
Yes.
in the spiritual world, and probably because I've been there so many times. I mean, I feel like it's almost like, wow, shouldn't everybody be doing this, or shouldn't everyone know how to, and maybe it could be taught, or maybe you have to live, a million lives to have this. I mean, I'm not sure, but I'll have to look
get
into that, and
we'll get into
I'll
that
find.
in one of our podcasts about lives, like past lives. That'll be
Yes.
one of our subjects.
Yeah, that would be
Stay
great.
tuned.
Yes.
That's really interesting.
Yes,
And,
that
and
is.
all of us have
That is.
existed before this life. So, But I prefer when you. I wouldn't say I prefer, but I like when you automatic write because. And when she automatic writes, by the way, she's pretty much not even really looking at the words, or are you looking at the words?
I could hear spirit talking from beyond, but I'm not remembering everything. I'm only hearing it because I need to write down the word so it'll, so I could read it back or,
Right.
But I'm not really. Sometimes it depends if it stands out like Joan Rivers did, like the name Joan Rivers that kind of just blew me away, and I just, then I kind of said, wow, but I didn't really know everything she was writing. I knew she was writing some funny things, but if I was to tell you what she was writing while I was writing it, no, I wouldn't have known. So it's really at the end, but sometimes I'll remember and sometimes I won't.
Right.
So it's a
So, and what I like about it though is because when you automatic write, we have a record of what was said.
That's what
and,
it is.
and it's really accurate from whoever's giving us the. Because otherwise, you're just trying to interpret.
and people don't believe you. Some people don't.
True.
I mean,
but the writing is really accurate, and it's something you can take with you. And you have other ways that you do.
I mean, I've been accurate too with my.
reading.
I think I'm pretty accurate.
It's
with my
not that it's
psychic
not
reading.
accurate, but it requires
it's
a
just
certain articulation for the person to understand. It's a little bit easier.
And if you read it twice, maybe you'll understand it in a different way
Yes.
too. Whereas if you hear it once, saying, "Oh, maybe it was meant to be that way, and it was really meant to say something else."
I also like when they go into you and talk to you because I've talked to lots of our family members through Shirley, our past life.
right.
my
That's if I
ex-boyfriend,
allow them to come
and,
through
and
with
they've
me.
all
And it's not
they've
really.
did
But can
you
I tell
allow
you
them?
something? Can I tell you something? It's not really them coming into me. It's my spirit leaving my body. Their spirit. Say we're in a room here and they're there, and my spirit leaves my body to talk to them over here. Although sometimes, if there needs to be a voice, the vocal part of it will come out.
Yes.
But it's not really my whole. It's my soul meeting that body. That's
Yeah.
halfway. It's like we're meeting halfway.
Okay, I see.
And because their soul,
All I
there's
see
just
is
soul,
their-
and my soul
is
very
coming through
easily
your
can leave.
voice,
I can
so-
easily leave my body, my soul. It's that kind of connection. It's just like there. It's just like, it's
Yeah.
like I'm seeing them, all around. So,
Right.
yeah.
That's part of the gift, I guess.
Right.
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 Yeah. But
that's the
I
only
do
way I
like
could
when they
really
speak
explain
through
it.
you, I guess is my point.
Right.
Just
But
because
I mean,
that also then we feel
through
like
me.
we're talking to them.
Yes. Yeah.
I've had wonderful conversations with Cynthia
Right.
and our sister,
Right.
and the ex-boyfriend and other people where I just felt like it was a conversation. So yeah, you're really gifted psychic.
Well,
in
I
that way,
appreciate
and
that, and
medium.
I would like to humble myself, and I have to say that it's really to help others, and it's really to help
Yes.
people, and that's why I'm here, and I have this gift because I'm supposed to spread the good word of that people, they don't die, they're right there, they're there, and they keep their personalities, and they're the same person they were when they walked this earth. So
And you can have access to them through. You have to know a medium or psychic.
yeah, there's
I
so
mean,
many.
you
There's so
could
many
develop
gifted.
it on
There's a
your
lot
own,
of
too.
gifted people
Yeah.
around that could do what I do.
And they say through meditation. I wouldn't know how to do it, but I know they always say through meditation you can connect. So that might be a way to learn it, to do it on your own. I don't know. You'd have to get pretty masterful at it, I would think. But
I think there's a lot of gifted
Yeah,
people around that that have that ability.
that's right.
I'm just one of them.
Yeah.
So yeah,
The
and I'm
bottom line
sharing.
is you want to help, and that's why we're doing this podcast because
Yes.
it's
And-
too precious information to
Right.
keep it just to ourselves,
Yeah,
right?
and maybe I probably could give like a helpful tip maybe at the end of our podcast.
Yeah. Well, what would be your helpful tip today?
My helpful tip would be not to judge that anything cannot happen. That actually, it would be better to say that anything is possible. Anyone can connect, and once you start believing that anyone could connect to, I mean, I'm sure there's so many people that have had these small little connections and they have to question it. Never question it. Just believe that you can have this ability too, and you can, if you try. I mean, I feel that maybe, just maybe, it's better to try, right? I mean, if you have the opportunity to be alone and quiet one day, just try to connect and see where it takes you. And if you see anything or feel anything, then I think you're connecting, and just to keep going along that path. So
I agree. It may not be, I'm speaking of my own experience. It might not be through, actual years looking into the other dimension and
not
and
yet,
seeing
but
what
maybe
you
it
see.
could be in the future.
But
though.
you,
It's
but you
a
can
start.
connect in other ways that are
Right.
easier.
And
that-
not only that, it's a start to open,
yes,
areas
I
of
would say start noticing your surroundings, because there are signs like everywhere. The other side is trying to show that they're supporting us, whether it's through orbs or
angel
animals
lights or animals. That's
yes,
right. Through any
electronic
through people.
things.
Through people.
You know,
There's some
don't-
people
don't
that
be
walk.
afraid of it.
Uh-huh.
Right?
Some people walk as angels, and do we know they're people, or could they be angels? I mean, we have there's so much to learn, and
Yes.
we're going to explore it all.
Yay! So I think we'll wrap it up, because basically we just wanted to say.
Hold it, Joan
oh.
coming through. Hold it. What makes you think, Missy, that you're the one that's going to close this up?
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
I just had a ball with you girls today, and
Oh.
I am going to continue coming through,
Yay!
and this time maybe with more interesting and funny facts.
Yay!
Okay?
Thank you, Joan.
Okay.
We love you.
Signing off, Joan.
All right. You haven't missed a beat, girl.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh.
All
Wow.
right. Well, that's wonderful.
Okay. Thank you, Joan. I really appreciate you coming through in my right ear, like you said you were going to do. And, oh, wow. That was great.
Yep. Yep. Great way to end the show, I think, for this time.
Wow.
We'll see you next time.
Okay.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
More incredible things are coming your way.
Great.
Yay!
Yay.